1 month from today, we will be playing the Atlanta Falcons in the first preseason game. 1 month until football. What's up, Fin fans? If you can tell from the title, this is my all-time Miami Dolphins team. Now, with this team, I looked at stats, gameplay, and some other factors and gave my opinion on who should be on the team and what position of the depth chart. So I got a little bit of a depth chart with my team. Some have like 2 or 3 depths to it. Some have just 1. It all depends. I'll give you my explanation on some. Some it's just like, you're like, obviously, Doug, obviously. But we'll talk about this, comment of the day, and then some other things. So let's jump right into it. Coach. Who's the coach of the all-time Miami Dolphins? Cam Cameron. Duh. I'm kidding. Don Shula, obviously the coach of the all-time Miami Dolphins. All-time winningest quarterback in NFL history. No one will ever bypass that. Bill Belichick can go kick rocks. He will never bypass that because Don Shula is the greatest coach of all time. I don't give a crap what you say about the other coaches. Don Shula, most winningest coach, greatest of all time. Now, let's talk about quarterbacks. Number 1 quarterback, Dan the Man Marino. Number 2 quarterback, Bob Griese. So Dan Marino obviously is the number 1 quarterback. Guy had ridiculous stats. He's Hall of Famer, greatest quarterback to ever play the game, greatest quarterback to ever be on the Miami Dolphins. Bob Griese's right behind him. If you look at his stats and you look at passing yards and you look at touchdowns, you look at interceptions, Bob Griese's right behind him. So obviously, when it comes to quarterback, we got Dan Marino as our starting quarterback and Bob Griese number 2. Now here, the next position I want to talk about is going to be a little tricky. So this is, I think, where the biggest difference is going to come from my opinion versus your guys' opinion. That's running back. Now, again, my opinion versus your opinion. I got Ricky Williams, number 1. I got Larry Zonka, number 2. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably like, Zonka should be number 1, Zonka should be number 1. If you look at the stats, Zonka only has about 300 more rushing yards than Ricky Williams. And Ricky Williams was on the team for 8 years and obviously was suspended for a year or 2, retired, all that stuff. Larry Zonka was on the team for 11 years. So my mindset is when you look at the gameplay, when you look at the speed, you look at the style of Ricky and all that stuff, I got Ricky number 1. I would put Larry Zonka at fullback if I wanted to do that, but I like him better at running back. I love having the combination of Ricky with the speed and the power, Larry Zonka with just power running you over. So for me, personally, I got Ricky 1, Zonka 2. If you have Zonka 1, Ricky 2, I 100% understand where you're coming from. It's just for me, looking at the yards, looking at the gameplay, and looking at how long they were on the team, give it to Ricky by a little bit. Fullback, you're like, what? Doug, you putting fullback on this team? Yeah, I'm putting fullback on this team. It's going to Rob Conrad. Rob Conrad. If you all remember Rob Conrad, you'll know why I have him on my all-time Miami Dolphins team at fullback. Fullback, Rob Conrad. Now let's jump into the wide receivers. Now this one was difficult. Some of these were very difficult for me. Some of these have arrows pointing to who goes where and stuff. But wide receivers, my starting 3 wide receivers, Duper, Nat Moore, Clayton. Those are my top 3 wide receivers. And then I got Chris Chambers and I got O.J. McDuffie, second stringers. So if you notice, I put slot receiver and all that stuff, and you can see where I have it. Obviously, the Marks brothers are number 1. Nat Moore, great guy, great receivers, great stats, great everything. Chris Chambers, another guy that really led the team with yards receiving. If you notice that my 5 guys that I got as my starting wide receivers lead the team in receiving yards. So those are my 5 guys. Again, I know you guys are going to tell me who your 5 are, but those are my 5 wide receivers. Let's go to offensive line. Actually, you know what? Let's go to tight end first. Tight end, I got Randy McMichael, number 1. Randy McMichael. Again, you got Jim Mandich, and he's my second stringer. But Randy McMichael with the receiving yards, the receiving touchdowns, and everything. Number 1 for me. Mandich, Mad Dog Mandich, number 2. He was great blocker, great tight end, great guy, and great all-around Miami Dolphin. So that's why he's number 2. But when it comes to stats, when it comes to play style, when it comes to just productivity, I got McMichael number 1. Now, for offensive line, left tackle, Webb. You got to have Richmond Webb. Hello. Guard, Larry Little. Why not? Center, Dwight Stevenson. Other guard, Bob Kuchenberg. And then you're going to be like, right tackle? You got Jake Long at right tackle? Guys, Jake Long. I know a lot of you guys wanted Matt Ryan instead of Jake Long, but you got to give Jake Long credit where credit's due. He was a great left tackle for us. 4-time Pro Bowler. Really, really great. All-pro player. Putting him at right tackle, that's me making my own rules, putting him at right tackle, because I think he's a great, great left tackle and would be even greater right tackle. So that's my offensive line. That's my offense. Got freaking Dan Marino at helm, Ricky and Zonka, Rob Conrad leading the way blocking. You got the Marks brothers with Nat Moore, O.J. McDuffie, and Chris Chambers, and that offensive line of just running over people, and Randy McMichael and Mad Dog. This team's winning Super Bowls alone on offense, but hey, let us go switch over to defense, and let's talk some defense, and we're going to start right at the defensive line. Defensive end. Come on, guys. Jason Taylor. Other defensive end, Cameron Wake. Top 2 defensive linemen of the Miami Dolphins. Cameron Wake, Jason Taylor, if they ever played together, it'd be dangerous. Jeff Cross and Trace Armstrong as their backups. Again, both very, very good high sacking defensive ends for the Miami Dolphins. Now, defensive tackle is where it was hard for me. But I put this together. Bob Baumbauer, I got Tim Bowens, number 1s. I got Randy Starks, and I got Manny Fernandez, number 2. All 4 of those defensive tackles, great, great, great Miami defensive tackles. Sack-producing, run-stopping defensive tackles. This defensive line, all-time defensive line, would kill people. You could have anyone in the backfield. Anyone at linebacker, anyone at corner, anyone at safety, and this defensive front would get them sacks and interceptions. But let's talk about linebackers. Who's my middle linebacker? Are you dumb? Zach Thomas, middle linebacker. I don't really have depth behind him. I have Brian Cox at outside linebacker, and I got Nick Bonacotti at the other outside linebacker. I know Brian Cox is a middle linebacker. I was thinking of putting Joey Porter, Jr. Seau at some of these outside linebacker positions, but they weren't with the team that much. I know Brian Cox was with the team his whole career, but when he was extremely dangerous. And I know Junior Seau and Joey Porter weren't with the team that long, 2 years, So that's why I don't have him here. But Brian Cox, Zach Thomas, and Nick Bonacotti, come on. That linebacker core is just dangerous right there. And then we go to the corners. If you don't know who I have at corners, you just don't know. Patrick Surtain, Sam Madison. Hello. One of the greatest cornerback duos in all of NFL history. Sam Madison, 31 all-time interceptions. Patrick Surtain, 29 interceptions. You got those are the 2. And then I got it as my slot corner. Terrell Buckley, 24 interceptions. The guy was great and a great, great, great slot corner. Those are my corners. Safeties. Now, I got 2 great safeties. I got 2 all-time great safeties. My free safety, 35 career interceptions. A great, 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 great Miami Dolphin. The first guy to rock number 13. Talk about my boy Jake Scott. Free safety, strong safety, Dick Anderson. 34 interceptions, another great safety. Those are your top two safeties, great safeties. And of course, I did throw in Rashad Jones. I know some of you guys probably don't like it because of the things about last season, but Rashad Jones is going to go down as one of the greatest Dolphins safeties of all time, along with Dick Anderson and Jake Scott. Rashad Jones is up there. Look at his tackles. Look at his tackles for loss. Look at his interceptions. Look at his interceptions for touchdowns. 2 interceptions for touchdowns in one game. No Miami Dolphin has ever done that. Rashad Jones is up there. That's the Miami Dolphin defense. This team is just ridiculous. If I can make this team in Madden, I would, but like half of these cards don't even exist in Madden, so I can't do it. So you're thinking to yourself, damn, Doug, that's a pretty good team. Or you're thinking, I like it. I would switch a few positions. I would put some people here and take some people out, which you have that right to. And you think, that's a great team, Doug. I'm not done. A team has special teams. A team has other aspects to it. So we got the offense. We got the defense. Let's get to special teams. Long snapper. Come on. John Denny. John Denny, long snapper, been with the team forever. He's going to retire a Miami Dolphin. Kicker, Olindo Mare. He leads the team in scores. Greatest kicker we've ever had, up there. Now, for punter, this is going to be funny, and this is going to be like, what? Him? Brandon Fields as punter. For me, when it came to punter, it was between Brandon Fields and Larry Sipple. And what I looked at was the yards per punt and the length of it. And Brandon Fields beat out Larry Sipple. So I got Brandon Fields as my punter. So you think I'm done again? Who's going to return kickoffs and punts? So that's where we're going next with kick returner and punt returner. For me, kick returner, Mercury Morris. Now, Mercury Morris couldn't beat out Ricky and Larry Zonka, obviously, because of reasons. But Mercury Morris is my kick returner because he had 2,647 returning yards, 33 touchdowns, and 26.5 kick return average. Best on all of the Miami Dolphins. And for punt returner, he's going to have to do double duties. Jake Scott, punt returner, 1,330 yards and a 10.5 average punt return. Again, best of all the Miami Dolphins. But that is my team. Now, that's officially my team, my all-time Miami Dolphins team. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who would you replace, who would you take out, who would you put in, what would you add. Give me your reasons. Tell me. I'm very, very excited to hear your guys' reasonings and your guys' thoughts on your all-time Dolphins team and your thoughts on my all-time Dolphins team. But speaking of comments, let me get to your comment of the day. And this one comes from Scant Dollar, and this is from my Camp Battle Position tight end video. And he says to me, Gase and staff terribly misused a lot of our players, Gesicki/Drake. If used correctly, Gesicki will make a bigger jump this year. I picked this comment because I agree, and I've said this 100 times, agree so much. Gase and Burke misused our players so much, from Charles Harris to Drake to Gesicki to all of them, Kenny Stills. Like, they just misuse our players. They sometimes would have Cameron Wake dropping back into coverage. What are you doing? I agree so much. I think that this coaching staff is going to finally use our players to their strengths and have this team running in the right direction. I'm very excited, and that's why I picked that comment, because it was great. It was very insightful, and it pushed a point. Like, misusing a player, it can cause their career to go down the drain, and then the player thinks it's them. When no, your coaching staff has been using you wrong. That's why I'm so glad Charles Harris is getting the chance with the right coach, because I felt bad. A lot of people think Charles Harris was a bust. I don't think he's a bust, and I honestly think he's going to do great. Thank you so much for the comment. Again, guys, be sure to comment below. Again, let me know what you guys think. Supposedly today is Red X's birthday. Want to give him a little quick birthday shout out. If it is your birthday, you can give me a heads up. I'll give you guys a birthday shout out at the video along with a comment of the day. I like to incorporate you guys into my videos because you guys are the reason I do my videos, and you guys are the reason I am here doing this now. Again, I'm thinking of going live on the 14th, which is Sunday, 7 p.m. like usual. So let me know if that's good for you guys, and we're going to be live again the 14th. The Saturday was a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of things. Again, the video's still up, so you could see we went from talking about cornerbacks to safeties to everything. So be sure to check that out. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm working on the Discord. I'm doing more on Instagram, but on Twitter, I can tweet out more things. Twitter, I can get to you guys quicker. Also, like I tell you guys all the time, in the community section on the YouTube, I am talking there, and I'm asking you guys questions there. So for certain people who don't have Twitter or Instagram or stuff, I will be posting in the community section. If you're on your phone, go to the page, community. And if you're on your computer, it literally says community on the whole page. Check that out. Also, be sure to check out the Bit Boys. In about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, Madden will be coming out August 3rd it comes out, but I'm getting it early. So we're going to be playing Madden over there. We're going to be playing Mario Maker. We're going to be live streaming. That's going to be happening soon. So be sure to check out the Bit Boys if you like what you see, if you like that game and stuff. Hit a subscribe button. Don't feel like you need to. Give this video a thumbs up. Not only because we have such a great history. Like, look at all the names I just named for this all-time great Miami Dolphins team. Like, look at all those names. Jason Taylor, Cameron Wake, Zach Thomas, Patrick Surtain, Sam Madison, Jake Scott, Anderson, Marino, Zonka, Williams, Shula, McMichael, Chambers, the Marks brothers, Nat Moore. Such a great history. Not only give a thumbs up for that, but give a thumbs up because, like I said, one more month and we can finally watch football. I'll be live streaming it. Not the game, but the hangout. So give this video a thumbs up. Also, let me know you guys like this type of stuff. Let me know you like that I'm trying to entertain you guys for this dead time of the year. Also, if you're watching this on DolphinsTalk.com, welcome. If you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm posting videos 3 times a week minimum, sometimes more if crazy things happen, signings happen, trades happen. Got a lot of stuff planned for the season. I got a lot of stuff planned for training camp. I got a lot of stuff planned for preseason. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys Wednesday with the next training camp battles video. This one's going to the defensive line. Other than that, see you guys Wednesday. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.